Hey guys, Shandamon or Shandamon here. I'm here with a video on an updated skill build for the Demonic Impulse build for Shadowhunter. By updated, I mean with the new skills that were added in like a month ago to the game. Anyways, let's get into it. Now first I'll talk about the skill builds at different skill points, and you can just make the build like so based on the amount of skill points you have. After that, I'll go over alternate skills and tripods you can take. Here's a build with 252 skill points. This is basically a fresh character with no other skill points acquired. We make sure to take the gauge gain tripods and basically just work with the skill points we have so the build can work. With more skill points you can start maxing out Demon's Grip, and with a 312 skill point build you can max out Demonic Slash for more mobility. This is what the standard builds look like. Demonic Slash and Howl are your damage synergy skills in this moveset, along with your two demon skills. Demon's Grip, Howl, and Decimate all have a Swift Fingers tripod which increases the speed of the skill. On Demon's Grip and Decimate, you should take Swift Fingers once you can transform fast enough. If you have trouble transforming, then you can take the Quick Prep tripod instead so you can use the skills more often. On Howl, if you take Swift Fingers, you would give up your damage synergy. This is entirely optional, and it's up to you if you want to take it or not. If you do take Swift Fingers, be sure to apply your damage synergy with other skills like Demonic Slash or your demon skills. On Demonic Clone, you can take either Vital Point Hit or Naively Honest. Naively Honest gives the skill paralysis immunity, and it's easier to land without getting hit out of it. Or you can just take Vital Point Hit and just have increased crit rate on the skill. It's up to you. Now, I know a good number of you who don't like Thrust Impact because of the behavior of the skill. Later on, when you no longer need to rely on the skill to transform, you can replace this skill with Spinning Dive. Spinning Dive is another mobility skill, and it has Push Immunity Super Armor on it. Very helpful since it's a safe mobility option and can save your life in something like Vaulton. Now you might have noticed in all of the skill builds I showed earlier, I don't max Howl. The reason being is, let's say I do max it, my options for the last tripod are Scream of Fury and Mighty Roar. Scream of Fury isn't really needed in raids, it's only used against mobs. Mighty Roar on the other hand may seem like a good option, bigger radius and more damage. I did use this at some point, but I noticed something and I did some testing. I found that upon testing while using Mighty Roar, the skill animation for Howl is actually slightly longer. For that reason, I don't personally like using this tripod. For your skill rotation, there really isn't a set skill rotation. Just be sure to apply your synergy skill before you transform so you can use your demonic A and S ability right after transforming with the synergy up. These two are your hardest hitting and longest cooldown skills. Using them as early as possible will ensure that you can use them a second time while transformed. For rune setup, you'll want to have at least 2 or 3 wealth runes on your human skills, maybe a 4th if you're having trouble transforming. The highest rune should go into Demon Vision, the second highest on Howl, and the third highest on Demon's Grip. If you're planning on using a 4th wealth rune, then Demonic Clone is a good 4th option. For your runes in Demon mode, you can put a Rage or Bleed on either Q or W. I've tested both runes on both skills. They're both fine, it's really just your preference here. Your highest Gale Wind should go into R since it's the longest animation, and the next Gale Wind should go into S, and your third highest should go into A. I should also talk about the Awakening skill here. Gate of Eruption is the Awakening skill you can use while human. You aim at a spot and it deals rapid damage over 4 seconds in a large AoE. This generates your Shadow Burst meter and can be used as a free transform. Fallen Ruin is the other Awakening skill, which can only be used in demon form. This deals burst damage and comes up pretty quick. It's worth keeping in mind that Gate of Eruption has more stagger over Fallen Ruin. Pick whichever Awakening skill you want. Lastly, I want to mention some tips to finish it off. While transformed, you have Permanent Paralysis Immunity Super Armor. This is very useful for tanking a few mechanics and helps with damage uptime for more DPS. Also, the only push immunity super armor skill is Spinning Dive if you decide to take that. The animation for when you transform also has push immunity super armor. This can be useful in certain scenarios, but you shouldn't really rely on it. It's knowledge worth knowing if you ever need to apply it somewhere. Also, if you manually untransform, there's a small window where you also have push immunity super armor. Not as long as transforming, but it exists when you untransform. But anyways, I hope this video is able to help with your future cockroach builds. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment them. I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell. Also check out my Discord and my Twitch channel where I stream occasionally. Anyways, peace.